Hey, this is Marks Washington, MTC Media. So, Coach Larrañaga down in Miami is stepping down. The Hurricanes are off to a very, very slow start, including a loss to Mount St. Mary's. And of course, people have used this morning, early afternoon, as to start the Chicken Little, the sky is falling stuff again because they're using Coach L stepping away to bring up NIL and what has been a changing landscape of college athletics. To which I say, let the change continue to happen. So people have this idea that college athletics was going to stay as Mr. Hershey looking down at the town that he built, that with a snap of a finger, he could enrich your life, or at a snap of a finger, ruin it. College athletics operated that way for way too long. And you want to talk about a mandate. When you look at the Supreme Court decisions, it started off with a 9-0 decision against the NCAA. And it was a signal that change was coming and that you needed to adapt to it. That the NCAA would be looked at like other billion-dollar industries and needed to act as such. Don't find that unreasonable. Even though the people who are against it have used play on words, which is so common in 2024. They don't view the college athletes as people. They're kids. They don't view them as labor. They're kids. This has turned into pay for play and all these other ridiculously ignorant and low IQ statements that are play on words. That is nothing but yawn worthy. They are labor and a multi-billion-dollar business. And the courts have said that. They are not going to be treated as quote unquote kids. And pay per play is nothing wrong, is nothing different than anyone else going to a job and being compensated for their services. So the little propaganda stuff, people aren't in 5th and 6th grade. So stop. You're not fooling anyone or convincing anyone using those terms. As far as coaches leaving, that's fine. As far as other coaches leaving, that's fine too. They will be replaced by coaches who are younger and more attached to the systems and the way things work, not only right now, but where it's going in the future. And it's their turn to have the first chair. It's their turn to influence athletic policy at universities and colleges. And the older people, it's time for you to step away. It's not the first time it happened in college athletics. I know people don't like to bring this up, but there was coaches who were turned off by integration in college athletics. How dare you have 5 black kids on the court at the same time? How dare your coach be black? How dare your quarterback or center or middle linebacker be black? You see, this is what I mean about changes. Changes aren't always bad. Sometimes things need to be modernized because the same silly arguments being made now were the same silly arguments being made then. And coaches, and what is this going to do? And it's going to change this and that. And what is my poor Johnny going to do? It's the same Chicken Little stuff that we have seen in a previous time. But I will tell you this. At my age, I grew up in what was thought of as one of the most deregulatory administrations of that era, which was the Ronald Reagan 1980, 1988, of deregulating industries. Well, we're going to live through another one. We have a president who, in a court system, who seems to have a gumption for deregulation of industries, deregulations of what could be viewed as governmental bodies, which of course includes the federal government, but it also includes the way the NCAA has operated for generations. And deregulation has hit them too. So none of this shocks me. None of this surprises me. It wasn't going to be deregulation for all except for the NCAA. And it was silly to think that. And it was ignorant to think that. So we are going through another era change. We are going through a change of how business is going to be done. If the NCAA truly cares about the kids, what they would do is ensure that there is enough support for the kids to make the right decision for them. If that's the case, that's what education is. Then these guys are doing their job. But the NCAA never does that. They want rules to ensure they get the most money possible in their pockets. So I don't have any reason to think that the NCAA are putting the labor force first. I don't think the NCAA wants to help them because they want this to fail. And I think the NCAA will always have an eye on overpaid coaches and administrators and how do they get the money for that. So there's no reason why I should think that the NCAA will do right, which is why it is important that every kid that this is applicable to has the right agency representing them. That every kid is certainly looking out for his self-interest or her self-interest. That every kid be sure that they maximize whatever their market worth is. Hey, if the election showed us something, they want deregulation, they want capitalism, right? They want to get all the things that get in the way of capitalism out of the way. That's what was promised, and that's what the people voted for. So, hey, get out the way. Let these young men and women truly, truly, truly enjoy capitalism. And I wish everyone luck. But the last thing that anyone needs is regulation from the NCAA, regulation from the federal government. You've had generations to do it, and this is where it got us. So if that means a few old coaches quit, a few old administrators quit, enjoy retirement. It's Marcus Washington, MTC Media.